Well, guys, as we tip off here, LeBron James getting himself ready with Isaiah Thomas.
On and off the court, what he can do for this team and franchise.
The middle 4 out, 1 in, putting pressure on the rim to trade for a second big, where Blake Griffin and Drummond will be playing together.
He is skilled, so spacing is going to be an issue, and they lose a lot of wing depth with that trade. Ish Smith on the inside.
In the Cavs for the first minute of the game, and speaking of,
and LeBron kind of dictating the tempo of that game. A rematch here on a Tuesday night, just 2 nights later, but
right there, giving Cleveland extra possessions, and of course, to have somebody on the glass. The way they were playing before, they really didn't have that luxury.
Great block by Drummond. Here comes Stanley Johnson. Beautiful bounce pass. That's no good. Detroit unable to cash in on the fast break. And Tristan Thompson. Tristan getting into the starting lineup as the Ty Lue is playing Channing game.
And during this time of season, I think you can do those things. You can try and figure that out. But I'm not sure if in the postseason that LeBron James and Isaiah Thomas can be completely opposite of each other during their minutes on the floor. But right now, Tyronn Lue trying to any button that he can to get his team going.
Another fast break opportunity. Stanley Johnson bobbles it. He was
looking to pass.
And 3 of 15 from the field. So nice to see him get on the board. Drummond with moment. And the Scott on the sidelines. We'll get a little more information. Inside to Tristan Thompson.
Thompson's activity and energy just gives them a weapon they haven't had. What I did when I was guarding Derek Fisher and I was trying to help off him on Kobe, and he would just knock down them open threes on me.
3 and 12 since that Reggie Jackson injury late in this.
They were the 4th seed when he was in before he got hurt. And even with Blake Griffin, they're going to need him as we get to the postseason.
Crowder playing well. 4 out of the last 5. He's
Thomas and J.R. Smith are guys involved in a lot of these actions. And in their roles with this team, the team night in and night out, even if they aren't getting a lot of shot opportunities.
Nice to see Stanley Johnson, left corner, knock down the 3, a place where he struggled this year. Tolliver with the rebound, and here comes Ish Smith. Ish Smith is always coming at you. And he does such a great job of using his body, getting into guys, knocking them off balance. Pistons getting the ball over the Drummond. Nice drive.
And the passer, as we talked about earlier.
Just in terms of usage percentage alone, Grant, percentage for Andre Drummond, just 5% for DJ. They trust Andre Drummond to make plays like they will Blake Griffin when he comes in. And you always worry about the metacarpal part of his hand, those small bones in your hand. Many times it just breaks with a slap. LeBron James finding Fry. That 3 is off.
Metacarpal. I'm impressed with your human.
Thank you. Oregon.
I'm still in disbelief of how high.
Stanley Johnson driving in. He misses a layup. Second chance, no good. Third chance, that's good. And for Detroit, Stanley Johnson, Eric Moreland, Luke Kennard, Dwight Bikes, and Anthony Tolliver. Another turnover. Dwight Bikes.
No Blake Griffin tonight. That
season.
Yeah, he agreed. And it's gone. It's too early to be worrying about playoff positioning. Like,
swing pass to the corner. Fry driving.
Opponent on the NBA level. Back over to you.
Personally, I don't think so, but my level wasn't very high, so I didn't always necessarily have an opportunity to play down. But I don't think a team, again, this is what this Cleveland Cavaliers team has been about the last 3 years since LeBron's return. You can't play down to your competition consistently throughout the season and then expect to ramp it up only in the postseason. So at some point, we're going to have to see this Cavs team put a nice step.
Been bad against the good teams too. They're 1-7 against the 6 teams ahead of them in the standings. So Cleveland is not just playing down. They're just not great from this Cleveland ball club. And at some point, you're right, either going here into the All-Star break or coming out of the
It really is remarkable.
Postseason with the worst defensive efficiency in the league. Now, they'll make the post.
Good at that baseline cut.
That was that UNC backdoor play there.
Doing other things, Kennard off the curl here, up top to Drummond. Or a shot attempt. A bad pass either way by Kennard, but he recovered.
Consecutive years of long seasons that make it hard to find consistency. So your best player. So those are the things that typically make it hard to be consistent. Kyrie Irving leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think it's easy for us, and rightfully so, to think about any team that LeBron is on and just assume that everybody else, you know, can be interchanged and they can just figure it out.
He loses the ball. Kennard with the save.
I love how the ball is moving for Detroit. They're playing with a lot of energy. And although they haven't converted on these last two possessions, they're playing hard.
I'm buying it, Grant Hill. I'm buying that.
Did I sell it?
Yes, you did.
The equation without him.
Isaiah Thomas off the handoff. Nice jump stop to find Jeff Green. Drummond the Bullock on a handoff to Rob. LeBron James, he has about 305. So a little different attack offensively from these guys and their main players. And that's Isaiah Thomas' third foul coming into the game. Picks up a charge. Or is it Tristan? Tristan Thompson maybe shoving somebody out of the way to give Isaiah Thomas space. Four as Dwayne Wade checks in for J.R. Smith. Stanley Johnson again on the drive. Switch out to Johnson. Now Drummond working at the... Nice drive, left hand.
Which forces you can't help. It's one-on-one, and Andre Drummond was able to take advantage.
But gee, I believe against this Pistons team, you can help if points in the paint.
I agree.
LeBron works on Tolliver. Has the whole right side of the floor to himself. Steps back. That one off. Rebound Drummond. And again, Stanley Johnson aggressive. Come the Cavs. Isaiah hesitation, misses the right hand layup.
And that's timing and rust. You know, you're out. As once again, it's Smith.
Yes, all 20 of their two-point baskets have come in the paint. Which typically you want teams to shoot non-paint twos, but the Pistons with 40 points in the paint already, a season high in any half, G here.
It's Smith to finish. It's Smith.
But guys, coming downhill, full speed. I don't care who you are. You can't cover that guy by yourself. So maybe D-Wade could have done a better job, but the Cavs defense also has to support any guy. As we see J.R. Smith hobbled a little bit.
Well, sloppy inbounds passes. They try. Isaiah working off the LeBron pick and roll through the legs, drop pass, and there's a hole.
I mean,
Thanks for sharing that, G Hill.
We're players, man. I went to the bathroom
in the arenas.
I mean, if I could have controlled my bladder, I might still be playing.
It's Smith. Stanley calling for the screen from Moreland here. They force it down, and Stanley Johnson again aggressive.
Yeah, I like that. I mean,
I got Shaq.
I need some help on the big fella.
I got Shaq.
Kevin Love, we hope for a speedy recovery for him.
And I think the best part about the ups and downs of these seasons.
Well, tough news for Ty Lue in the wake of now Kevin Love out that many games. It'll be interesting to see how that affects them moving forward with his production, both inside and out, Grant Hill.
Well, it'll be tough, obviously, to have a guy like that. Obviously, does it all out there in the court. And when somebody gets hurt, guys have to step up. So much, particularly in this month. Now more slowly getting in the fold, and LeBron James is more than capable of being a power forward point guard.
Isaiah, nice hesitation, unable to finish. Back come the Pistons. Tolliver 0 for 2, drives in and collects 2 there.
Possibility.
An interesting thing, Fish, about Kevin.
You could see the scar, I think, from possibly a previous surgery on that same hand. And so, you know, that is cause for even more concern that constantly getting his hand smacked at You know, he could have these problems going forward, but we obviously wish him well. But then the adjustment again, you know, before the playoffs will be the true test of how good this team is going to be in the postseason in 2018.
Stanley Johnson off on the right side three. LeBron on Drummond again, this time hand up, Grant, and look at that. Rims out.
Exactly. Put a hand up. Good things will happen defensively. Andre Drummond learned from that mistake there, but Isaiah Thomas.
This is the
sagging defense off Stanley Johnson.
How about the tap by Drummond? LeBron to IT. Blocked by Drummond, nowhere to go. 1.8 on the clock.
Back.
That he had as a Boston Celtic to a guy that is not only returning from injury after 7 months out, but then also trying to find a way to coexist within a team with the best player in the game on the floor and the style of play that doesn't allow for
yes.
What recovery by Drummond. Left-hand block, back comes Ish. Tolliver, triple.
To attempt to block that shot is impressive for a big guy like himself. And it was a goaltender, but it was good defensive reaction.
Keeping Isaiah on it.
4 from the three-point line, but getting into the paint is his strong suit, and he hasn't had a game.
Nard checks into the game for Detroit. Stanley getting into the paint. Nice lob. Drummond fouled.
So you're saying that Stanley, but also part of being, you know, what Shaq back in the studio liked to call the others, right? Part of being in that, guys on the Cavs like J.R. Smith, you know, Channing Frye, D-Wade, guys that are playing next to LeBron. And so you find ways each night, defensively, deflections, in order to impact whether the team wins or not. And I think if more young players could focus on that, the offense would come naturally.
You know, as you say that, I'm thinking of Tony Allen when he played in Memphis with 2 big guys. But he created value on that basketball court. And you couldn't really double team off him because he played well, back cut, knew how to not be a liability out there in the court. And I think Stanley Johnson has more offensive potential than a Tony Allen had.
Oh, Drummond up over the top. Cavs 2 of 15 so far in the quarter. LeBron lets a 3 go.
Facial expression as he came down the floor that last offensive possession, where he was kind of like, okay, that's enough. Let me go ahead and put my footprint on this game a little bit more to make sure we don't fall behind. You can't help off Kyle Korver. You can't switch the screen roll between Isaiah Thomas and LeBron James.
Oh, Ish. Man, Ish is a ball.
Reminds me with Rondo and Pierce used
Right now. Not tomorrow, not later.
Rebound by Wade.
and they will have to play him more, it seems, as Kevin Love may be out for a while.
Beautiful spin by Dwayne Wade and not stop any forward momentum. Upcoming 6 to 8 weeks.
The Duke thing, it's a Phoenix Suns thing.
From the basket?
You know, I mean, I tell you, when I struggled.
Oh, as you know, been on various teams.
That last play, LeBron finding Channing, even though he didn't shoot it. Jeff Green, Luke Kennard played quarterback in high school and threw with his right hand.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
That's a good tidbit. Clearly
he didn't throw the ball well in that last play.
Good stop for Detroit as the third quarter. Here we had mentioned that he had not played in the fourth quarter on Sunday in the Cavs' victory. And Tolliver on the board with 15 in the second half. Jeff Green. Oh, Tolliver. Great cut on the backside.
That's a new treatment.
He made Channing Frye come off of the bench for this Cavs team and provide this type of
moment for you in a game that can help a team win a game.
Loose a little bit to open up a shooting window, knocks it down. Detroit now by 7.
Old guys do. He's like 19, right?
When you're a guy that changes direction.
Say that, Derek. I mean, you miss a week in the NBA. Without injury, new team, he'll play better.
Dennis?
Well, guys, as you see, LeBron James checking to the ball game.
On the best offensive guard player, so doing that with Stanley maybe without him.
And Brent, what Dennis shared with us, what LeBron James said, that's what he said to me when we played against Dennis when he was in Orlando. When he checked.
Help!
By those guys coming off the Pistons bench.
Korver fires another three.
A lot of guys on this court or any other NBA court that would do that on a nightly basis, and he's still choosing to do it at this point in his career. Not a business decision, a winning decision.
Well, Cavs were down 7 before LeBron checked back in. Korver made those 2 threes, and Kyle Korver has made 54 fourth-quarter three-point shots. That's first in the NBA.
Obviously getting Reggie Jackson back. This team has a chance to make some noise here down the stretch. And I know that.
And Jerry West plugged me first.
Wow.
And I think one of our TNT producers, Tom Heights, is going to pull a what-if pretty soon about that. So Drummond scrapping. It's Smith. Rebound. Reggie Bullock. That's true.
Wow.
That is incredible stuff, C-Web. I mean, to think that he outdid last year's New Year's Eve performance in New York where he had 53, 17, and 16. James Harden. All-star.
That's amazing. I did that once if you count layup line.
Ish Smith with the steal.
As LeBron James is
Time. And so they have to figure this out during the regular season, how they want to play. You know, Isaiah Thomas scored 9.5 points, I think, per quarter in the fourth quarter last season. And LeBron, we know, is a closer. So a lot the Cavs have to look forward to with these 2 guys on the floor at the same time.
LeBron spins, loses the ball. Back come the Pistons. They have numbers. Bullock. That's 3. And Bullock now with 22 for the Pistons. Isaiah comes back. He gets fouled on
the rest of the game.
Tolliver off the screen. Gets past Korver. And the runner goes for Anthony Tolliver. Korver quickly back left side. That's out. Drummond with the rebound. That's number 21 for Andre Drummond. 18 points, 21 boards, and 6 assists for the All-Star.
Because he was as surprised as all of us when he was scoring with his left hand.
Stanley Johnson with the steal. Andre Drummond. And the Pistons. Andre Drummond now with his 18th career 2020 game. Fry knocks down the first free throw. Jose Calderon substituting in. LeBron James going to the bench.
This team has to figure out a way to stay together, and this team a lot. But we have to also show some love to the Pistons. Good performance tonight.
New teammate, All-Star Blake Griffin. That might contribute to this excitement.
Everybody stand up.